Okay, so it says here like they give us a table and then we need to model the average temperature in LA, determine if and determine a function of the form f of x is equal to a cosine b whatever x minus c plus t, where a, b, c, and d are constants, and then we need to find the value of the parameters. So first of all, what I did is I just like labeled what each of them is. So I know like that a is just the amplitude, and b, it's basically like stretch and compression, but for the sake of sines and cosines, we use it mostly in periods, and that's why I said that 2 pi over b will be equal to whatever my period is. And then my horizontal shift and my vertical shift. And I said, and then I looked at the table, I figured out sorry, something happened. I figured out the minimum, the maximum, and the average of all of them. So
Okay.
I drew the parent graph here just so that I can see how it's shifting and how like the actual graph that they gave us deviated from it. So I started here by like actually constructing the graph. Like I just drew points mainly, but it kind of looks like this portion right here. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, it looks like this portion right here, but just shifted somewhere. And so I figured, well, actually, this goes on, so it's more like that part. It doesn't matter. It's a part of a cosine graph. And so first, I needed to find like the vertical and horizontal shifts. I noticed that this guy here, oh, I think you can't see where I'm pointing. Well, the average that was recorded here actually cuts the graph in the middle, so it's basically resembling like a new x-axis. So it's this portion right here, just translated up 66.26 units. And so that I know that my vertical shift for the graph is going to be 66.26. And so that's D. So I figured out D. Now for a period, I know that basically for a period, you need to see at which, like how many x values were passed between for one wavelength, like how long did it take to go one wavelength. So there's the one wavelength was completed between January and December because the values are relative, like here and here, the values are relatively the same. So it's basically like the graph is starting over because cosines oscillate, so it's basically the same graph just over and over and over again. So the graph started here and then it ended here because it's gonna start again, like later. And so I know that there was one wavelength between January and December, so the period was 12 months. And so I just calculated for B. I said 2 pi over B is my period, which is equal to 12. And then I ended up with some algebraic manipulations. I got B equals pi over 6. So that's why I said B equals pi over 6. Now I just need to figure out like the horizontal and the amplitude. The amplitude, as you can see, is from like whatever the x-axis until like the vertex, whatever. So basically, it's just gonna be from wherever, from like the average up until the highest point that I have. So the highest point I already identify it was 74.9. So my amplitude or my A will just equal 74.9 minus 66.26, which I get 74 point minus 66.26, and I ended up with 8.64. By the way, Allison and Andrew, if I did something wrong, please tell me because I don't want to give the girl wrong information.
Seems good.
Okay, I don't remember any of this, but I can check it over if you need me to.
Okay, I don't know. I just don't wanna like give her wrong info. But for now, this is what I have. And then C, which is just my vertical, which is just my here's my horizontal shift. So yeah, here we notice that regular cosine, let's say this is just like this is 1. Let's say it just has an amplitude of 1. So the graph at 0, so when the angle is 0, because, sorry, I don't know what happened. Anyways, okay, cosine, whatever, cosine 0 is equal to 1. So basically at 0, we start from the amplitude, but here we didn't start from, we started from the amplitude like down, which means that the graph was shifted. So instead of starting here, I basically have a new axis, a new y-axis that starts like around here and then goes forward. Okay, so I just need to know like the horizontal, like how much the graph shifted for this to happen. Well, actually shifted from this way, but yeah, how much the graph shifted so that this thing can happen. So it's just gonna be whatever I have from here to here. Well, first of all, let's just establish. That's a word. Let's establish that basically it shifted. If it shifted from here to if it shifted from here to like there, it's obviously shifted right? So that means that C has to be a positive number. So that, oh wait, is that right? Yeah, I shifted, yeah. It has to be a positive number because x minus C, obviously the minus means it needs to, the minus here means it is shifted right. So, and I also know that it shifted, wait, how many units did it shift? Did it only, yeah, it shifted however many units were from January to whatever, to August. So that means it shifted 8 units because from January is 1. Wait, actually it shifted, did it shift more or less? Andrew, Ashley, Allison, anybody? Did it shift 8 units? I think it shifted.
Yeah, should just be 8.
I joined halfway, but I had a question.
8 point something, yes?
Oh,
Right.
so I'm gonna message it to you.
Okay.
It's like, this is like a fill in the blank. Why can't I message you?
Oh, you can go on the chat. There's like a private chat.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay, I see it. It says the number is meaningless, has the number, also has a, the question is wrong. The question, it says the number is meaningless if it doesn't have, the answer is units.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I was thinking units, but it's really poorly written. I was very confused.
That's what, yeah, so the answer is actually units.
Does it matter if they have an S or not?
Units? Doesn't matter.
Has it? Okay. Well, yeah, I thought it was units. Thanks for confirming.
You got it.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. Bye, Ash. Anyway, so yeah, we shifted right 8 units, so that means my C has to be 8. So this whole equation right here will just be, oh Lord. Oh wait. The whole equation right here will just have to be, what is A? It was 8.64, so it's gonna be 8.64 cosine. B was pi over 6. And then x minus 8 plus 66.26. This is the point. Is that correct? Okay, I'm gonna assume this is fine, right? But yeah, I think we're done here. Let's see.